Welcome everyone. It is May the 29th already, 2024. Wow, time is flying. And we're working in the throat chakra with the Universal Mother Mary and the blessing and virtue of hope and the 10th dimension. And we haven't got anywhere near the law of karmic dispensation yet, but we will. But we're going to just do a tiny bit of a review and then get right into hope again. So this is our mission of peace with Michael. We've got Hope sitting up here with the throat chakra. And it's just us holding, again, being peace so that peace transpires in the external on the planet. So the more we are at peace, the more the whole, like it's an as within, so without movement that's happening. So the more of us meditating and really neutralizing the past and living in the now, that is what brings forth peace. So that's what we're working on. Okay, and here we are. Here's the throat chakra. It is the 10th chakra in this system from root to throat here. It's the sound of the mother, but it's also the silence, the stillness. So usually with this information, it's always the balance. So with the sound, then there will be the stillness. As within, so without, attachment and detachment. So we're always working the balancing for the planet because that's what's been missing. So the 10th dimension, it's all about purity, joy, angelic play, reflection of love, communication of beauty, again, the balance, selflessness and generosity, deep forgiveness. And that's what's connected to the karmic dispensation, knowing that everything is forgiven. And of course, here, the hope, forgiveness, peace, trust, faith, all this blue energy. Acceptance is blue, clarity is blue. So it's all connected to the throat. And I did this a little bit of a review here because we've been working with so many chakras lately. So this is the throat here. This is where angels play. This is us really monitoring the words that come forth and understanding the stillness and the voice, the sound of the mother and the stillness and hope, of course. This is the Lurion chakra, so it's the pinks and blues and deep blues. This was the dimension of truth. This is the Saroon, so this one's just below the Lurion. This is the high heart. This is the dimension of creation. This is the balance of self-love and self-worth. So this is from this place. If we're really balanced in our masculine and our feminine energy, the self-love and the self-worth, it's much easier to create things and for the creations to manifest is what I meant, in balance. So this is the heart chakra, and it's very, very large. It actually covers up the halion. So it's like a big Valentine heart, and it goes right down to the tip of the solar plexus. But underneath there, you can see right there is the halion. So there's the heart, and there's the halion. And then, of course, there's the solar plexus here, which is joy. So there's joy in behind the heart because there's a golden temple in behind the heart. We fly through that pinprick of light in the center of the heart chakra into the golden temple. So you've got your joy there and your love here. But I just wanted to give you that sort of like overview of why we're working with self-love and self-worth and the blue and the yellow to create the green. So you've got the blue here, but then you've got the yellow here, and that helps create the green. Each chakra has different elements, but they all interact with each other. The seat of the soul is right there, right at the tip of the Valentine heart and the top of the solar plexus. And there's your soul design is anchored there. But your soul design is also anchored in all the behind all the chakras in the central column for the spine and the chakras. And then it's anchored in the field as well. This yellow field right here is actually the template for the soul design, but we're going to get more into that too. There's something really cool I want to show you about that. Okay. So yeah, see here it says etheric template soul design right there. So soul design is anchored there. It's anchored here at the top of the solar plexus and then all around the chakras as well. So all around, remember that central column that was golden filled with your DNA markers. Okay, so that's just a bit of a review. And this chakra, the throat, is connected to your thyroid. So if you're having thyroid issues, it's good to know the mental emotional component for this chakra is really beauty. So being in harmony with everything. So if we have issues with our thyroid, with our lungs, with our vocal cords, with our bronchial tubes, with our metabolism, it's connected to deeper harmonizing of the past. So, and of course, understanding that everything is forgiven. So the reason Albert Einstein says, yes, Ken.
Well, I was wondering, since my allergies are really kicking up recently, whether this plays into what you've been talking about.
Are you sneezing?
Oh, yeah.
And is your throat scratchy?
Mm-mm. No, my throat isn't. Well, how do I describe this? My nose gets stuffy and my throat gets full of phlegm from my nose draining.
Okay. Yeah, so it sounds like it's connected. So it's kind of bronchial tubes because they carry the air from to and from our lungs, and you've got your vocal stuff happening. Yeah, so harmonizing the past basically. Are you holding on to anything around feeling like a victim about your childhood or
Well, I don't think so right at this moment. Um, I thought I'd work some of that through, but
just
maybe,
keep asking the allergy what it's connected to. Your guides will tell you.
okay, that's a good idea.
Mhm.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, because it could go back into something where it's just deeper balancing needed. Yes, Steve.
When, if I can say something, Ken, when you ask your guides what it's connected to, take the first thing that comes to you. Don't like say, well, no, it can't be connected to that. I'll wait for the second thing or another suggestion. The mind is a willing servant, right? And it'll shoot a picture of it or a thought or a word right away.
Okay,
Just wanted to mention that.
Yep,
thank
that's a,
you.
that's a really good thing to say. Yeah, the first thing. And and even if you don't think you get anything the first time, just keep asking. It'll come. And another really good time to ask is at night as well. And often you will wake up knowing because you've been out playing with your guides. And when you wake up, you're really in that zone of understanding the telepathy a lot better.
Well, I think one thing that I'm noticing is um, when I was drowning, I used to get um, my nose would fill up with seawater, and that would also bring in a lot of mucus. So,
And is that this life or other lifetimes?
no, this is other lifetimes.
Okay. So yeah, you can just really um maybe do a
What?
little bit more work around that, like asking a few more questions about it so there's no fear there. Or
Okay.
yeah, you're feeling a little more neutral about it. Yeah, because that's pretty intense.
Oh, drowning? Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I'd say so. Wow, and I'm sure we probably all have. I mean, we've been all been on we've been here so many times. We've probably had many different ways to leave the
Yeah.
planet. Did you drown and die, basically?
Um, several times. I
Oh,
was I was caught in a net when I was a dolphin, and I couldn't breathe, so I drowned then. Um, um, I don't know. I just have this feeling that I was underwater and trying to what's the word I'm looking for here?
Gasp for air.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And I think that
Is that what
that
the
was
allergies feel like? Is that what the allergies feel like?
what, like gasping for air?
Yeah.
Sometimes yes.
Okay.
Sometimes yes.
Okay. Well, maybe it is connected to that. So just even the awareness of that can help set you free. So just even speaking it out loud, like we have been here, can help. And then
Okay.
I would just keep asking your guides. Hmm. Yeah. Good question.
Well, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay.
And
So,
when you hit upon the truth, you should have a reaction to it. It should result in release. So you can sort of monitor yourself as to whether you're going closer to the truth by seeing whether you're feeling increasing release.
Okay.
Yeah.
mhm,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
mhm. Yeah. Good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I know that when I had a problem with my vocal last summer, I don't know, remember you guys remember I started losing my voice? And then I went on a whole journey into deeper balancing within my family, within, I've been on liver cleanses, because usually anything that we have that's an issue, it tends to track back to our livers being toxic. So a liver cleanse is very helpful. Yeah, that really helped clean up my vocals. But I did a lot of balancing within my family in the last 6 months. Mhm. And that's the harmonizing that's connected to this chakra. So Albert says it's this 10th dimension is the ability to fully participate uniquely with no sense of ego self. So that's us being able to be in gratitude for the past and forgiving everything, being able to send compassion, which is not judging anything, out into the world and to family. Basically, everything tracks back to family and past lives. Yeah, Darren.
So is that saying that the ego has no influence at that 10th level, 10th dimension?
If we're fully in the 10th dimension, yeah. If we are actually um operating in the 10th dimension, yes. But really it's just us loving the ego. So it doesn't react. It doesn't to react. Yeah, the ego is a beautiful thing. It's a delightful, SK says, a delightful piece of our part of our personality. So really it's loving, really deeply loving yourself and grateful for yourself and really not judging anything that's happened. Just knowing we're on a interesting journey. Yep.
Yeah, the ego just needs to learn its place, that's all. It needs to know that it's a servant, not a master.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, that sounds controlling.
Well, well, yeah. I mean, it's not meant that way, but that's the way it came out. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Ken?
Well, I think of it more as integration, that it's part of the rest of us, and that at that point, um, it it it's a help to the rest of us,
Mhm.
or rather than just wanting to be in control.
Mhm. Well, when SQ says a delightful part, I think of it as giggling and happy to be involved.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, because we're meant to be more childlike and have more fun. The mother really emphasizes us being on an adventure to have fun, and to do the releasing. But the emphasis is having fun, and it sort of turned into it being very, very difficult here. So focusing more on having fun. Oh, there's Paula. Hi,
Hi,
Paula.
guys. Hi. Aye.
Okay, so yeah, we're just talking about the throat chakra and the 10th dimension. And what I've been starting to do is put I am. So say there's a really nice little statement that comes through. So say like this one, Albert, the ability to fully participate uniquely with no sense of ego self, just put I am in front of it. I am the ability to fully participate uniquely with no sense of ego self, and it brings it in faster. So putting I am in front of these statements, amazing. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, so here's Albert. He says the 10th dimension contains the growth patterns of beauty. So this is harmonizing the good, the bad, and the ugly, the past, basically, so that it's not, so we're not triggered by it. Purity, which is more the selflessness and being able to love everyone equally, and really the ones that we consider our opponents. And charity is generosity and balancing of give and receive. It is the patterning and state of being in complete willingness to share and participate in and throughout the universe. It is the growth of selflessness and generosity. It is a sense and patterning of understanding, knowing, and creating beauty. So we are creators from the purity of heart, soul, being. So that's us in really divine alignment. It is the commitment to be only a reflection of love. Yes, Darren.
Yeah, could you explain that a little more?
What part?
Oh, that last line there.
It is the commitment to be only a reflection of love. So when we have reflections in front of us that are unloving, then it's a good idea to say somebody's like a boss is being really controlling. The idea is just to keep asking yourself, is this a reflection of myself? So reflections are part of beauty. It's the mirror work that's really helpful to get deeper into the self. So if you have somebody that's really bothering you, like in your everyday life, it's good to I just keep asking, okay, where is that in me? So you keep neutralizing your past, because usually that person's in front of you because of you haven't neutralized, you haven't done the work around a deeper work around a family member. And then that energy just keeps popping up. It keeps popping up in different people. So it tracks back to family usually. So say you have a boss, you can ask, okay, who is this? Who's this in my family that I haven't done the work around? And so there's no point in doing the work with the boss. Do the work with yourself inside with the family member. And then the boss usually calms down. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so if you're a reflection of love, that means you've done the work already then.
Yeah, there's nobody that's really bothering you. You're not triggered by anything.
Mm.
You can be around different personalities and it's not an issue. Yeah, you can just flow like when you're out in community. So then you can stabilize the field for everyone that you're around because you're not being triggered by anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is a magnificent dimension that few upon the earth achieve, but which is completely available to each of you to experience. It is so far beyond what you conceive of in terms of tangible human creation, and yet is part of the pattern of each and every plant, animal, tree, rock, stream, and molecule of air on your planet. So when he says the air is perfect balance. It's the light and the moisture. It's the light of the sun, the light of the moon, and the moisture. So it's that perfect balance of the mother and the father. Every breath we breathe is perfect balance of source energy. And if you think about it, the air and the water is so old around this planet. It's incredible. Like it must be billions of years old and we're breathing it. It's amazing. It is part of the essence of Gaia. It is the ability to fully participate uniquely, but with no sense of ego self. In many ways, it embodies the quality of divine creation. This is the dimension where angels play. So quality of divine creation is really being in that amazing balance of joy and love. Remember how Archangel Raphael said there's no difference between healing and creation. So when we're in that place, we're doing well. That's the 10th dimension. And you can feel, you can get a sense of what it feels like, because it is fully available. It's just that it's difficult for us to maintain being in that dimension, but it's coming. So this is the definition of hope. And I want to go into it. It's all right here. But I'm gonna pull it apart so that we go into the I ams. But I wanted to say truth is right here. And I wanted you to remind ourselves to say, I am truth, the divine knowing, so that you just get into the habit of, this is who we are. We are truth. So truth is the divine knowing. So if you say, I am truth, the divine knowing. I am supreme intelligence. I am wisdom. I am substance. So substance is the physicality of the bone structure and, you know, the trees and everything that we see. I am inspiration. I am ideas. I am love, the expression, and how that is experienced. If you find a really good statement that you know is in perfect divine alignment, just start putting I am in front of it and really anchor it into yourself, because it helps. So this is the color of hope. And here I wrote, I am hope here. So it's connected to this really beautiful deep blue. These are Siberian irises. These are delphiniums. That's the sky. This is the water. So hope is all around us, and it's connected to the Mother Mary, Universal Mother Mary. So here I pulled apart the definition. I am hope, the gift of heart knowing of the presence of God. It's so beautiful. Just knowing that God is all around us in nature, in the trees, in the sun, in the water, everywhere, in the air, every breath we take. We're really breathing hope. And I am the ability to understand that very often things on earth are not as they appear. I am the ability to pierce the illusion of the veil. I am the only reason for change. So when we change into divine alignment, that's what changes the planet into divine alignment. As within, so without. So we are the only reason for change. That's why we're here. And we're just remembering who we truly are. I am serenity, total and perfect calm. I am in the world, but not of it. I am able to remain centered and still, one with who I am, regardless of externals. That's key. So whenever you look out and you see chaos or drama, just know it's something playing out. Everything's in divine order, but we don't need to attach to it. We can just stand back and just be like the Buddha in our serenity and total and perfect calm. So it's really good practice. I am hope, the color of our divine Mother Mary. So even just breathing this really deep blue can help with feeling that serenity and calm and being centered. Okay, so now this we did do before, but I wanted to go over it because it's pretty inspiring. She says, creation is eternal and it is born of stillness, but it is also born of infinite inspiration and movement. And this is the gift that I give to you. It is not merely that it is your fundamental bedrock. So she's calling hope fundamental bedrock from which all emanates, but you're also filled with inspiration, with ideas, with love, with laughter, to bring that stillness into form, into matter, into experience, into creation, and right now, beloved ones, into the creation of Nova being and Nova Earth. You, and I do not just mean you, the collective, I mean each of you, beloved children of my heart, are magnificent and phenomenal. You just start saying, I am magnificent and phenomenal. And you are the catalyst. We're the catalyst. This is so interesting. In so many ways, you are my continued inspiration, because we continually create ways in which to assist you on your journey. And that is the way, in many instances, how hope has come to be misconstrued. So really, when we pray and create they're on the other side, they're figuring out ways how for these ideas to come into form. So we are the catalyst for things changing here. So they want us to be dreaming of how to create a world that works for everyone and literally bringing it into manifested here. So, and I just wanted to show you how it relates to what Archangel Michael said, love is the fuel, the substance, and the movement. So when you say I am creation, that's the fuel, which is eternal, born of stillness, but also born of infinite inspiration. So inspiration is down here in truth, and movement. So there's the movement. Love is the movement, the gift the mother gives us. And then when you say I am hope, and again, they're both connected to self-worth and self-love, because you want to be in that really good balance to do all this creation work. I am hope, my fundamental bedrock. So that's the substance from which all emanates. So really all is source. Filled with inspiration, with ideas. There's the inspiration, there's the ideas, with love, with laughter, to bring that stillness into form, into matter, into experience, and into the creation right now of Nova being and Nova Earth. So hope and creation is connected to love and truth. They're all interconnected. And that's, so it's kind of helpful to see where the golden energy is, where the blue is, the movement, the experience. That's the blue energy, and the stillness too. And then the golden is connected to the wisdom, the substance, inspiration, the ideas, the knowing, that deep knowing of the father energy, and the blue with the mother energy. The creation of Nova being and Nova Earth. And she talks about being the catalyst in so many ways. You are my continued inspiration, because we continually create ways in which to assist you on your journey. So we are the catalyst for her inspiration. There's us. Okay. I am hope. I am the catalyst for change. Yes, Ken.
I was just wondering if some of this is unconscious. In other words, what we're studying now, if it's unconscious as well as conscious, because it doesn't seem to me like I think like that much. But anyway, I just thought I'd suggest that or wonder about it.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with being human, because who you are in your angelic self and your star being self, this is probably kindergarten.
Okay.
And we're just like, we're memory jogging ourselves to get into this way of being. Yeah. Being human, we haven't been taught this.
No.
No. So yeah, even just reading it and slowly integrating it. I mean, we've been going over this now for 3 years. So
Right.
yeah, it's sinking in somewhere. But that's what I said about how I couldn't remember. Like, I've gone over this so many times and I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I remember this? So we're all in the same boat. Yeah. And it's the limitations because of the belief systems, I think, here. Yeah. So and as we eliminate the belief systems, it'll be easier and easier and easier to remember this. So I am a creator filled with inspiration, with ideas. So you're continually saying, yes, I am a creator. I am a catalyst. I'm here for change. I'm the only reason for change. That's a great one. Okay. When you're going to that place of still point, when you're going to the full place of hope, you are allowing the changes to take place. So there you go. There you go, Ken. Yes, it's happening naturally. You are allowing the fullness, not only of our being, but of your being, to come to the forefront for that shift, that quantum leap to be completed. So she's saying how important the stillness is. Ascension really comes from the stillness. That's where the knowing is found. So the more you consciously sit still and go into your heart and just be there and fly into your golden temple in behind the heart and sit there, You're really anchoring in that stillness, your self-worth, which all of us struggle with our self-worth, but we're anchoring it in, being in gratitude for yourself and everyone on the planet. Everyone, no matter what has happened here, if you can send gratitude to everyone, wow, that's our ascension, basically. Yeah, Darren.
So when talks about being, that would be our full being, all ourselves, all parts of ourself.
You are allowing the fullness not only of our being, but your being to come to the forefront. Yeah, it's really remembering that you're many. You're a culmination of all your past lives, but you're also a star being, you're angelic. You could have been a fairy. I mean, there's so many. Yeah, that's it's all your talents. And yes, that's why they keep saying we are magnificent and phenomenal. So even just saying that over and over, I am magnificent, I am phenomenal, without any sense of ego, just knowing, that's who everybody is. Everyone is unique and magnificent. So
Yeah, that's the truth, really, isn't it?
it is. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, it's hard for us to realize because we're in this form, but yeah, just keep keep practicing, I think. Okay, even with the preparation that you have done, some of you for a year or 2 years, some of you for 20, it matters not. So you're getting used to. Then there are some of you that are doing it very intensely for the collective. So you're doing not only your work, but the work of others as well. So the feeling of exhaustion, so this is for you, Steve, of less energy is because you are actually processing more. Thank you. Whatever you're doing, thank you. So now she goes into this. Let us use the example. If you have not been in training and one day you've decided you are going to run 5K, at the end of that, you are going to feel exhausted. And that is assuming that you finish. You are going to need hydration and protein and some energy bars and a good rest. That is what you are doing. So you're doing short spurts, rest, but do not make the mistake of thinking that in the time of rest that you're not doing anything. Actually, in the time of rest, you're doing about tenfold what you are doing when you're consciously working. And that is a very low estimate. So if you're feeling exhausted and you really need to lie down, just know that you're doing a lot more than you realize. I thought you'd find that comforting, Steve.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You are becoming the Nova being. And I'm not suggesting that the Nova being is not a being that takes action, but when the plan was wrought, when it was originally formed, and even in this framework, this time frame that you think of now as ascension, I never said to you, your guardians, your guides, never said to you, Michael never said to you, go to Earth. So here I've got us flying down to Earth from the stars. Work with your family. In many cases, allow them to misunderstand you and abuse you. Then if you could please get a meaningful job where you are paid well and you have to work 12 hours a day in order to get ahead. Ignore your inner being. Make sure that you are busy always so that you fall in bed at night without even 10 minutes for a prayer or mild reflection. Do this for 70 years and then come back. That was never the plan. Okay, so.
Wow.
The plan, even outside of ascension, was for you to come to Earth as the bright energy, starseed angels that you are, to laugh and play and know the sheer joy. So here's that person on the sled, and love in physical form and having a human experience. But the experience, the entire plan was to be in joy. So that was a good plan. Now, that did not mean that you would not have the slightest flicker because of the illusions that are built up of pain, of suffering, of grief, of sorrow. although that was to be eliminated and overcome, let go of. But the entire purpose wasn't to come and work and slave, not on behalf of me, not on behalf of the universe, and certainly not so you could earn points to be in a state of grace. You are a state of grace. You are a state of wholeness. And now I pulled that apart. You're not going to believe what I found. So here it is. You are a state of grace. You are a state of wholeness. So you put I am. I am a state of grace. I am a state of wholeness. That's a good one to say over and over. But look at the field. This is so interesting. Okay, so state of grace. Look at the colors. So state is a quality connected to the golden energy. But look at these two right here. This is the universal self, this golden energy here. And then this is the seal of Solomon, and it's pink, and grace is that color. So your state of grace is at the outermost reaches of your field. And then the state of wholeness, look at this. And this is your etheric template soul design. This golden here, and then your wholeness is right here. And this is the mental field. Isn't that cool? So amazing. That that's who we are. A state of grace and a state of wholeness. It's the colors in the field. So it's the mental field. Wholeness is connected to the mental field. Look at that. See, it's green. So you just want to know that all your thoughts are whole. I am a state. I am a state of wholeness. So beautiful. So simple. Okay. Okay, so then she goes on. So as you incorporate and are coming to this place of remembering, I am love, I am joy. So yes, Ken. Oh, you're on mute.
So do we have to say these I ams out loud, or can we just say them to ourselves, or what's the story with that?
Oh, you can say them in your mind. I'm sure Lillian would get tired if you were walking around going, I am. But maybe she
You
would
think
like
she
it.
might divorce me?
I don't know.
Oh boy, I'm looking forward to that.
She might be inspired.
You never know. You could try both ways.
Oh God,
I'm sure she'll
forbid.
let you know. See how the cats feel about it too. You might
They
be,
just,
you
they
might,
just ignore him.
yeah. You might be making up a new song and dancing. You never know what'll happen if you say it out loud.
Hey, all right.
Mhm. Okay, so I am love, I am joy. So you can see that it's here. That there's the green, that's the mental, and the gold. You've got a couple of you got a couple of fields of gold here. So your universal self, which is your biggest self, that's anchoring closer, and then of course your soul design. So I am love, I am joy. It's in the field. It's in the chakras. Look at all the golden chakras. And then the green chakra there in the middle, and green, of course, is made up of the yellow and the blue. So, yeah, it's I am love, I am joy. And I may do this or that with my family, with my work, with my friends, with my community, because it is meaningful and it contributes to the readjustment of Gaia, the building of a world that makes sense and is reflective of the divine plan. So what I say to thee is congratulations. Now, if I was human, I would be saying, yippee, you got it. So yeah, it's that simple, really, really just remembering we are love and joy and hope and all the divine qualities. And the simplicity of it is the love and joy. Now, the reason this joy is this color was Archangel Gabriel that told us joy is really the color of old gold. So it's golden, and it's this old gold color as well. So, okay. So now we're on to somebody who called into the radio show. Let's just see. Yeah, we got lots of time. So this is Dottie. And I'm just going to read Dottie's question because this is really good. This is all about stabilizing the field. So she says, hi, Graham, I am expressing in my heart how each of you give me hope, and I have listened, but have not called in or talked to this point. In profound ways, each of you, including Linda, and I was sharing with Suzanne and also with you, Graham, and your gentleness, and of course, Linda, for all of this. I think what comes up for me now, it may be for the mother, and that is deep, profound gratitude. Again, dear Mother Mary, in that feeling, just even when I express, when I even say, oh, Mother, in my times of stillness and quietness, how I am overwhelmed at times by that love, and I am grateful. Then also how to continue to see and picture and continue with hope for my wonderful husband, beautiful husband, but maybe at a time right now where he's expressing, I mean, outwardly there are concerns that I would have, and at other times I don't feel that at all, but in and out of that place, how to maintain that hope and that faith for him. And Mother Mary says, first of all, dear heart, dear Dottie, I want you to know, I want all of you to know that the gratitude is reciprocal. For I am in gratitude for you, for your light, and for the hope that you hold. So she's really so grateful for all of you. Now, about your husband, or perhaps some of you, it may be your child, your neighbor, your parent, and you see them wavering. That is when you turn to the bedrock of hope and the knowing, not the thinking, but the knowing that all is in divine order. I remember when I had a reading with my guides, they said that to me when I was talking about the past, and they always would say, everything was in divine order, everything is in divine order. And it's pretty comforting when you really get that. But she says, but I am also a very practical mother. If you are outside and you are trying to plant a pole and there is a high wind and you are trying to put it in the ground and it is wobbling back and forth, and you need help to hold it still so that it can be anchored into Gaia. Now, what you are doing is your husband is the wobbling pole and he is being buffeted by the winds of change. It is not that he does not have hope, because everybody is embedded with hope. Now, he may waffle back and forth about remembering that he has hope, but nevertheless, he has hope. So what you are doing is holding that pole steady. You are adding your hope, your knowing, your faith, your strength, your creation to him, literally as if your arms are outstretched and you're holding his field steady so that he can anchor and be firm. Now, if you think or feel or know that you're holding this pole firmly and you are not strong enough because it is a hurricane wind and these winds of change are very strong, then simply ask me for help. That is my promise, and I will do so. So this is amazing. I think this is what we're all doing. We're holding the field steady for others to come into the field of divine alignment. So here I put the pole, I put big winds, I put us anchoring the change in, I put the mother watching over us. So it's kind of a funny little thing, but it helps us remember that we're holding the field for everyone. Oh, is that all I did with that? Okay. Is there any questions about that? No.
Well, yeah, when we do our Monday meditations, that's basically what we're doing, is we're holding a pole for humanity.
Yes, exactly. So I did add one more line into the prayer, praying that we are stabilizing the field for everyone so that we remember this. So I don't want to forget this. I think this one's really important. Yes, Paula.
So how do you reconcile this, that there's people that are wobbling, but we should hold hope and that it will all, they'll be okay. How does this reconcile with what we're also hearing about the two paths that people have options to take during this ascension? In other words, some are going to go toward the light and be on the path of light, and other people are going to continue to live in fear and choose maybe not to go with us this time, and that we have to be open to letting them go. Do you guys believe that? Is it the case or not the case?
Well, I think you mean some people can pass to the other side? Is that what you're saying?
There's different people that are saying that as we go further along this ascension path, that some of us are going to stay focused on, we've made our souls have either made the decision or we've consciously made the decision that we want to ascend in this lifetime. And then there's other people that are not at all even understanding that that's going on at all. And they're staying in the fear. And that pretty soon there's going to be a timeline split where does any of this make sense? Steve, I know you had some articles out on Gaia about that. Because I want to believe that we're all going to get there eventually. And I do believe we're all going to get there eventually. All souls get there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know what you guys thought about that particular theory of two split.
Right. Well, back in 2012, we said we all wanted to go together. And before that, there was a plan for an alternate planet. But I've heard, no, there's no alternate planet at all. So basically, we all said we would all go together. I thought that was the idea. Steve?
Just today I was reading something from Michael, which relates to this and really surprised me. And he said, really, there comes a time, there'll be a moment when there'll be what he's often called a snap, or there'll be an actual decision-making moment. And at that time, anybody who says yes and can hold the vibration ascends. So he said, that's what I mean by inclusive, that this time will come and it'll all be about whether they say yes or no.
Okay, but when was that information? Did it come before 2012 with Michael?
No, after about 2016, 2019 in there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that. I'm just of the faith that I want everyone to come along.
Yes, right.
Oh, I want
So
that too. Definitely.
Let me put the quotation in the chat window and
Okay.
yeah,
And Paula can look at it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just causes me some confusion because, obviously.
You know what I'm doing? Just holding the intention for everyone all my loved ones to be, because I do know that there's a few relatives that are now on the other side in my family. And I believe the ascension can happen from the other side as well. Isn't that correct, Steve?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that I agree with too.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, they were so excited that we all decided to go together back in 2012. And they kept saying we didn't realize what we said yes to. and it's just that it's a big job.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah. I love that we're talking about hope, because hope is us creating, the world that works for everyone. So
Yeah.
really focusing on that. I don't know. I don't pay too much attention to other information because I get confused. I find it
Okay.
confusing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But
All
Steve,
right, thanks.
we'll have more insight into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking for the quote now.
Okay. And maybe these next questions will help too. Susie says, hello, Mary. Welcome. Thank you so much for speaking to us in this way. I have a few comments. It feels like the calmness is the universal sedative for all of us, so that we can just release the things that keep us from feeling energies and the changes that are happening. I also feel like aspects of who I am are doing the energy transfer and anchoring work steadily, no matter what my body is up to. And then she goes on, she says, a question that I have, will the return of the divine feminine heal the wounds of the fact that it used to be universally thought of God as man, even though there's no gender to source. The fact that you are here and speaking to us, as you know, that energy is so wonderful. And the Dalai Lama has said that the Western woman will save the world. Would you please speak to that? And Mother Mary says, you already are. Your question is profound, and it is profound because it speaks to the unfoldment of the plan, of my plan, and you as Western women to your plan. The divine feminine, my energy and your energy. And again, this is not gender-based, she says, because we all carry this mother energy in us. It's the forgiveness, it's the clarity, it's the peace, it's the trust, it's the faith. Everybody carries it, and we really need it to rise. And everyone is the ability to create and to bring forth to birth what is truth, what is light, what is meaningful. Western women have heeded the inspiration for a long time. Think of it, it has been 70 of your years in the United States where the suffragists began to claim their right to vote, a very basic thing to say, my voice must be heard. My desires and what I wish to create for myself and my family must be taken into account. Now, how was that born? It was heavily influenced by the work that they were undertaking with emancipation. And many women realized that it was not only their Black brothers and sisters who were enslaved, but them as well. They did not have the power to invoke that. They did not have the power to invoke the practical changes. This has gone in fits and starts. The rise of feminism, again, the demand for liberation, for freedom, yes, biological freedom, reproductive freedom. So emancipation was the fact or process of being set free from legal, social, or political restrictions, liberation. This is what we're all working on, the freeing of someone from slavery. So our lack of self-worth and lack of self-love has kept us trapped here. And so the more we come into remembering the divine qualities, the laws, the dimensions, all that old system disappears, and we all can go together, be together on earth and create societies and systems that work. So I'm not really seeing us all floating up into the light or anything. We're just here to create, really create what works here. It is self-determination, and what I say to you, and are seeing this all over your planet, this rise, Saint Germain's cry for freedom, the Arab Spring, well, that was back 10 years ago, but this cry for freedom has come most strongly, most clearly, most consistently from the Western women. You will not stand for it, and you will not stand for children being shot, families going hungry, and inequality, because none of these things are of love. The redefinition of family, of what constitutes family, of expanded family, of reconstructed family, of community, and what community is capable of, is coming from the grassroots of women. Now, I do not say this to the exclusion of the male population, because at the same time as you are shifting and ascending, the male population is finally embracing their divine feminine in the same way that many of the women are saying, I will have to embrace my divine masculine and move into action in new and different ways. So it is reaching the balance. And it is the Western women saying, particularly to the Western men, being in a male-dominated society and culture is not acceptable. What you have created economically, financially, politically, culturally is not loving. It is not reflective of the divine qualities. It does not take into account the potential and sanctity of each life. Let us say the Dalai Lama is correct. He is always correct. And then she says, I have another question about the intentions of light workers to heal the collective. Does that interfere with their free will, or is it you working through willing humans and is therefore divine will? To what degree does that affect them? And can we have a reminder that our invisible work is being effective? And Mother Mary says, your invisible work, as you call it, is not only effective, it is having very visible results. Look around you. Yeah, and it's important. That's why I'm always looking at the news to see what's going on, and the Good News Network. And there's so many groups doing such great things. It just doesn't really hit the mainstream news. It does not interfere because it is against universal law. It does not interfere with the free will of others. What you are doing is like, it is like how I have spoken with Dottie. You are holding the field so that the pole can stabilize. And when it is anchored in Gaia, then you let go. You stand back, you are the observer, and the choice to go forward is individual. So yes, Steve.
I put the quote in the chat window.
Okay, good. Thank you. So we are anchoring our invisible work, our meditation work, our everything, our creation work, where we're manifesting all the new things that are good for the planet, new societies, new systems. And then just that's the stabilization. So we're helping people stabilize, and we're sending out ideas into the field. And as we all come more and more into our remembering of our missions, those sacred purposes come forth. And everyone's sacred purpose is like a mosaic to create a planet that works. Like, we've all come with specific intentions, and they all interweave with each other. So we want everyone to come into the middle, into their hearts, and be inspired. And while they're coming in to be inspired, we're holding the field. So we're stabilizing the field. Let's just see what time it is. Oh, it's already 7. Okay, so let's just leave it at that. Shall we do some sending? For 10 minutes? Well, shall we send out stability into the field? Okay, let's do it. All right. So we'll see everyone in 10 minutes. Okay. That was good. Nice stabilizing work, everyone. Mhm. Okay, I thought of something. Oh yeah, it's very much like Archangel Uriel, what he told us in truth. When we stay at that place of centered awareness, then we're holding the field for many. Mhm. Yep, so I'll pull up that quote for Friday so we can see that. Mhm. Funny how they all talk about the same thing.
Yeah.
Mhm. And Paula, I was thinking too, if somebody chooses fear, it's not like they're going anywhere. We're all staying here and we're creating a planet that works. So
Yeah.
maybe the journey's a little longer. I don't know. It's sort of like
Yeah.
someone going into addiction. And but they're learning so much from the addiction. Like you've learned so much. And then they sail through into the light and they're grateful. Like, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, when we're still holding on to the belief systems, it's like an addiction to pain. Archangel Michael has said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still learning something. Something to learn.
Yeah.
So, and the more that we're giggling and laughing and in that lightness of being, I think it helps. It goes
Yeah.
to the family members. So love and joy. Just keep thinking love and joy. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more comments or questions, or anyone want to share what their meditation was like?
Well, yeah, mine was kind of interesting, because we were talking about stabilizing. So I saw the consciousness of humanity all around the planet, sort of like Jello was kind of wiggling around all over. So I was sticking these big poles right through into Earth to solidify it, to keep it more stable.
Nice. Good
Sure.
work. Nice work. Okay, good. Excellent. Okay. Well, yeah. How about we meet again on Friday? And yeah, keep up the good stabilizing work. Now that we know what we're doing. Oh my goodness, it's so funny. Okay, I'm just gonna stop the recording.